Welcome. Today, we are looking at machines. This is topic 6 in your SS1 physics series. This topic regularly appears in your examinations. Pay close attention. Let us begin. First, let me explain what a machine is. A machine is a device that makes work easier. It does this by changing the size or direction of a force. Machines can be simple or complex. Simple machines have few moving parts. Examples include levers, pulleys, inclined planes, wedges, screws, and wheel and axle. Complex machines are combinations of simple machines. Examples include cars, bicycles, and cranes. Machines are essential in everyday life. They allow us to do work more easily. They increase our efficiency. Understanding machines is essential for understanding mechanics. It is essential for engineering and technology. Without machines, modern life would be impossible. Machines are used in all aspects of life. They are used in homes, industries, and transportation. Now, let me explain the concept of mechanical advantage. Mechanical advantage is the ratio of load to effort. Load is the force applied by the machine. Effort is the force applied to the machine. The formula for mechanical advantage is ma equals load over effort. Mechanical advantage tells us how much a machine multiplies force. If ma is greater than 1, the machine multiplies force. If ma is less than 1, the machine multiplies speed. Mechanical advantage is important for evaluating machines. It helps us choose the right machine for a task. A machine with high mechanical advantage reduces the effort needed. A machine with low mechanical advantage increases speed. Mechanical advantage is a key concept in understanding machines. Now, let me explain the concept of velocity ratio. Velocity ratio is the ratio of distance moved by effort to distance moved by load. It is also called the ideal mechanical advantage. The formula for velocity ratio is VR equals distance moved by effort over distance moved by load. Velocity ratio depends on the geometry of the machine. It does not depend on friction. It is the theoretical advantage of the machine. Velocity ratio is always greater than or equal to mechanical advantage. This is because of friction. Friction reduces the actual mechanical advantage. Friction is a force that opposes motion. It reduces the efficiency of machines. Velocity ratio is important for calculating efficiency. Now, let me explain the concept of efficiency. Efficiency is the ratio of useful work output to work input. It is a measure of how well a machine converts input energy to useful output. The formula for efficiency is efficiency equals work output over work input times 100%. Efficiency is a percentage. It is always less than 100%. No machine is perfectly efficient. Some energy is always lost, usually as heat. Efficiency can also be calculated as mechanical advantage over velocity ratio times 100%. Efficiency is important for evaluating machines. It helps us choose efficient machines. It helps us reduce energy waste. A machine with high efficiency wastes less energy. A machine with low efficiency wastes more energy. Understanding efficiency is essential for energy conservation. Now let me explain the lever. A lever is a rigid bar that rotates about a fixed point. The fixed point is called the fulcrum. There are 3 classes of levers. First-class levers have the fulcrum between the effort and load. Examples include seesaws and crowbars. Second-class levers have the load between the fulcrum and effort. Examples include wheelbarrows and nutcrackers. Third-class levers have the effort between the fulcrum and load. Examples include tweezers and fishing rods. The mechanical advantage of a lever is the ratio of the distance from the fulcrum to the effort divided by the distance from the fulcrum to the load. This is ma equals effort distance over load distance. Levers are one of the most common machines. They are used in many everyday activities. They are simple yet powerful. Now let me explain the pulley. A pulley is a wheel with a rope or chain. It changes the direction of a force. Pulleys can be fixed or movable. A fixed pulley is attached to a support. It changes the direction of the force. It does not multiply force. A movable pulley is attached to the load. It multiplies force. A system of pulleys is called a block and tackle. The mechanical advantage of a pulley system is equal to the number of rope segments supporting the load. Pulleys are used to lift heavy objects. They are used in cranes and elevators. They make lifting easier. Pulleys are essential in construction and transportation. Now, let me explain the inclined plane. An inclined plane is a sloping surface. It is used to raise heavy objects. It reduces the force needed to lift an object. The mechanical advantage of an inclined plane is the ratio of the length of the plane to the height of the plane. This is ma equals length over height. Inclined planes are used in ramps and roads. They are used in loading and unloading. They make work easier by increasing the distance over which force is applied. The longer the plane, the less effort is needed. Inclined planes are one of the simplest machines. Now, let me explain the wedge. A wedge is a triangular-shaped tool. It is used to split or separate objects. It converts a force applied to the blunt end into forces perpendicular to the inclined surfaces. Examples include knives, axes, and chisels. The mechanical advantage of a wedge is the ratio of the length of the wedge to the width of the wedge. Wedges are used in cutting and splitting. They are used in construction and manufacturing. They are essential tools. Wedges are simple but very effective. Now let me explain the screw. A screw is a spiral inclined plane. It is used to hold objects together. It converts rotational force into linear force. Examples include bolts, screws, and jacks. The mechanical advantage of a screw is the ratio of the circumference of the screw to the pitch. Pitch is the distance between threads. Screws are used in fastening and lifting. They are used in many applications. They are essential in construction. Screws are simple but powerful machines. Now let me explain the wheel and axle. The wheel and axle consists of a wheel attached to a smaller axle. It multiplies force. The mechanical advantage is the ratio of the radius of the wheel to the radius of the axle. This is ma equals radius of wheel over radius of axle. Examples include doorknobs, steering wheels, and gears. The wheel and axle is used to increase force or speed. It is one of the simplest machines. It is used everywhere. The wheel and axle is essential in transportation and machinery. Now let me explain the applications of machines. Machines have many applications. In construction, machines are used to lift heavy materials. Cranes, pulleys, and jacks are used. In transportation, machines are used to move people and goods. Cars, bicycles, and airplanes use machines. In manufacturing, machines are used to produce goods. They are used in factories and workshops. In everyday life, machines are used everywhere. Door handles, can openers, and scissors are machines. Understanding machines is essential for many fields. Machines make modern life possible. Now let me explain the advantages of machines. Machines have several advantages. First, they multiply force. They allow us to lift heavy loads. Second, they multiply speed. They allow us to move objects quickly. Third, they change direction of force. They allow us to apply force in a convenient direction. Fourth, they increase efficiency. They allow us to do work with less effort. Fifth, they make work safer. They reduce the risk of injury. Sixth, they make work easier. They reduce the physical effort required. Machines are essential for modern life. They improve our quality of life. Now let me explain the disadvantages of machines. Machines also have disadvantages. First, they require maintenance. They need to be cleaned and lubricated. Second, they wear out. Parts need to be replaced. Third, they can break down. This can cause delays. Fourth, they can be dangerous. They can cause injury if not used properly. Fifth, they are not perfectly efficient. Some energy is always lost, usually as heat. Sixth, they can be expensive. They cost money to buy and maintain. Understanding the disadvantages is important for using machines safely and effectively. Now let me give you sample exam questions. Define a machine. A machine is a device that makes work easier. State the formula for mechanical advantage. MA equals load over effort. State the formula for velocity ratio. VR equals distance moved by effort over distance moved by load. State the formula for efficiency. Efficiency equals work output over work input times 100%. State the formula for efficiency in terms of MA and VR. Efficiency equals MA over VR times 100%. Name the types of simple machines. They are lever, pulley, inclined plane, wedge, screw, and wheel and axle. Explain the three classes of levers. First class has fulcrum between effort and load. Second class has load between fulcrum and effort. Third class has effort between fulcrum and load. Let me summarize. A machine is a device that makes work easier. Simple machines include levers, pulleys, inclined planes, wedges, screws, and wheel and axle. Mechanical advantage is the ratio of load to effort. Velocity ratio is the ratio of distances. Efficiency is the ratio of useful work output to work input. Machines have advantages and disadvantages. Understanding machines is essential for physics and engineering. Practice these concepts. When you have them down, move to topic 7.